Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. You and I. Just the two of us. We'll build castles in the sky. Just the two of us. You and I. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's the morning garden, and I'm talking gardening this morning because I just left my garden and my fruit trees, especially the apple trees, look incredibly beautiful. They got all the leaves off of them, and they are, in fact, looking great and healthy, and I just love it. Playing in my yard. Ah, yes, that's a good name. I like that right there. Playing in my yard, not just anybody's yard, not the neighbor's yard, not the people across town yard, but in my yard. I like that. Oh, thank you for the thumbs up, good people. Thank you very much. Thank you. Feed your garden in the winter, folks. Feed your garden in the winter. That's because that's the way. Excuse me. That always comes out like that. But it's just the fact that when you feed in the winter, your garden is all full of nutrients for your plants in the summer. I mean, spring and summer. We have been taught for many years to do it in the incorrect manner, which is feeding plants in the spring and summer. Load it up during the winter, and if you want to give it a little booster in the spring and summer, go ahead and do that. But make sure you feed it in the fall and winter. There are plenty, lots of leaves everywhere you can add to your garden, and that will help your garden immensely when the weather changes. That's where that works. Come lay your head down on my heart, baby. By the way, I forgot to say. Okay, got that all cleared up. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Stormy weather. And I can see Food Forest Permaculture has done a video on mushrooms and all kinds of fungus that grows from rotted wood. And it is a great video, needless to say. And he is doing his thing as usual. I'm just enjoying the weather, folks. Just enjoying the weather. I was waltzing with my baby in a Tennessee waltz. hmm Yep, it's one of those mornings, folks. I am definitely looking out for my plants in the fall. I'm thinking about giving them a dosage of nitrogen this morning. In fact, I think I will do that. The weather's great. We got some rain possible here coming in on Thursday. And so I want to make sure that I take advantage of putting the stuff on the top so it gets washed into the soil once it hits, you know, Thursday. I emptied out all my water drums. I emptied them out. They're plastic, so I don't need any damage from the cold nights. And that's it. Excuse me, folks. Excuse me. That comes from constantly being at work in the garden. It feels good, folks. It feels real good. I've heard people say that too much of anything is not good for you, but I don't know about that. It is really great to have collard greens growing in the dead of winter. It is really great to have that happening. I have I have gardened for many years, and it is definitely been well worth it. I'm expecting record sales this year on everything from junk to toys to you name it. They want to sell it to you. So that being said, I'm going to close out this broadcast in 6 minutes and 8 seconds because, well, might be a few seconds longer than that because it's just too quiet in this room. I got to have some questions answered or asked or because without it, it's just an old guy talking to himself, and we can't do that. But keep your gardens going, folks. Keep it going. Keep doing stuff to keep your soil fed, and make absolutely certain that when you do your garden, you have it all planned out, and that's what you want to do. Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate that. But keep on doing what you're doing, folks. Your garden will appreciate you as you appreciate your garden. And it's very important in this day and age if you can afford it, if you have the room for it. I shouldn't say afford it because you can do gardening absolutely free. Oh, thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you. And hello, how you doing? I think you just mentioned you in the fact that you did a video on mushrooms, and I wanted to jump in on that and say, oh, good morning, good morning. All right, that's a good morning from Stephanie. Stephanie. Let's see. So basically, I grow funguses in my yard when I had the wood chips, and it would grow straight up like a tube, and it would be orange, sort of an orange reddish color. I didn't know what it was. I just knew that it might not be something you want to eat. All right, let's say 5 more videos on mushrooms coming this week, folks. 5 more videos are coming at the Food Forest Permaculture, putting that extra effort in getting us to understand mushrooms better, because it might be something you want to grow. You never know. But I've seen some of the videos on mushrooms, and it's kind of interesting. People drilling holes in wood and then inserting some kind of mushroom material so that they can produce mushrooms in the wood. So it's up to you what you want to grow. Mushrooms to me are expensive. I learned something that I think it was one of his live broadcasts that portobello mushrooms are basically a larger mushroom of just a white mushroom. I think is what he was saying, and so I've been paying arm and leg for these things, because I really love the portobellos. I cut them up, you know, and then I either do an egg batter on them and some flour or whatever, and I fry them and enjoy them to the utmost. Join the mushroom forage group. Join the mushroom group, folks. He's going to give you that information. I guess when you come to his channel, or you can actually look it up and join that group, and that way you're part of the information network that you can learn how to grow your own mushrooms so that you can eat them without going to the store and paying an arm and a leg and then another leg for the mushrooms. Okay, let's see. Dr. Permaculture, you are the BC, right? Let's see. You grow mushrooms indoors or outdoors. I'm pretty sure you can do both indoor and outdoor. Yes, I am in Colombia. Okay, okay, in Colombia. All right. Hello, Stephanie. And I mean, it's just great when people come into this room. They speak to everybody, and it's just a great deal. Um, I am the morning gardener, in case you forgot. I am in here just having a ball because, oh, wait a minute, folks. I got some, oh, I went to a store yesterday, and I think this is exciting news. You can see me, I just perked right up. Um, and they were selling wonderful pomegranate. That's the name of the particular pomegranate is wonderful. Now, they were $1.79 each. Now, $1.79 each. And the pomegranate was, um, I purchased it for one reason, well, two reasons actually. I enjoyed it eating them, but I used to go in stores and see them there for like $4 a piece, $3 a piece, and I refused to do that. These were very good looking pomegranate. They were very good looking pomegranate. Um, so I purchased them for the seeds. Now I'm thinking, let's try to grow these seeds. So I figured I'd get online and go to as many uh, searches on Google and also on some of these videos and see the correct way or the best way to grow pomegranate from seed. Or can it be grown from these particular fruit that you purchase from the grocery store? I believe it can. So I will be the one that will be starting some seeds very soon, and I will be the one that you'll be seeing either successfully grow plants or fail to do so. I am so glad I have a pomegranate tree in my backyard. They grow huge. Let's see it. They grow huge. Now that's what I was concerned about right there. Is that I have seen some photos of pomegranate, and in my location, which I'm in Zone 7B, I'm at the very end of where they can tolerate the cold. Um, and so they suggest that you grow at least three stalks, and keep three stalks growing. Don't cut them down to one single stalk. Because if you do and you lose it due to cold, then you're just out of luck. But they mentioned that they can grow very wide across and they can grow very tall. Now, that's something I don't like because I like to keep all my trees small. So I would like to see or get some information as to how they grow. Do they grow very wide? Because I know that if they grow from a bush, some bushes can get huge. And the pomegranate is one of those plants. I don't think I want to start one because, or I would have to keep it cut back. I'll put it that way. Because pomegranate, I can't let it get huge in my on my property. I just don't. Uh, I don't. I just two things. I don't have the room for it, and because I got 25 fruit trees on my property. And the other thing is, I don't like reaching 25, 30 feet up to get fruit. I don't want to do that. I just don't want to do it. Yeah, pomegranate. And then they sell you the plants at on the stores, and it's like $20, $25 a piece, or more like $25 a piece, plus the shipping. And I don't know if they think what they probably grow for. The professional gardeners do. They can grow from cuttings. They can grow from seed. It doesn't matter. They can grow them. But the main thing they do is they put minimum amount of input in and to get a huge return. So that's how that's done. Pomegranate, a healthy fruit you can eat, and it is considered a expensive fruit. Depending on where you are, when you order these things, they get real pricey. So that's how it works. Pomegranate, a quality tree for you. Pomegranate. So that's what I bought. I bought a pomegranate. And I believe they take a number of years to produce fruit. Morning garden. Pomegranate will grow where you are. If you hope. Okay, now you mentioned, I hear people mention, and I appreciate that information. Um, if you mentioned the microclimate, um, some people call that a location that is up against a building, something that affect or a wall, so that they can maintain some heat and also get heat thrown back at them from the wall heating up during the day. Oh, okay. I like this. See, Miss Stephanie said, I am in zone 9A. It's a warmer climate than where I am, I believe. Let's see. Yes, morning garden. Yes. Okay. And you know, the thing is, I have proven to myself that you can keep apple trees small and peach trees small, and you can keep a plum tree small. You can keep these trees small. You just have to constantly stay on them. And I've seen people keep a standard tree, which they call a tree that normally is set up to grow 25 or 30 feet tall. You can keep that tree at 6 feet if you want to, but you're going to have to stay on it. You're going to have to stay on it constantly. Oh my goodness, they grow like weeds there. So let me see if I understand you correctly. The likelihood that you can run across a pomegranate tree uh, just about anywhere is a highly it's a matter of just looking around and you will see these trees. Here in Maryland, you will not see a pomegranate tree. Now we know that trees get spread out through different means, but one is through birds. And I mean, I have tons uh, of grapes that were eaten each year by the birds. I mean, this year the birds took all my grapes. I couldn't even believe they took all of them. Didn't save me none. Couldn't believe that. I mean, it just just took them. I was waiting on them. I said another 3 days, I'll go and get them. I got off from work. They were completely gone. I couldn't believe they did that. It's just not right, man. It's just not right. But that's what they did. They took all of them. And when I looked and you don't see any grapes, you said, wait a minute. They took all the grapes. Wait a minute. Hold up. You just said something here, and I'm looking at this. They often propagate through runners. Now, these runners are underground. That's what they are, underground. And they come up. You put one tree here, and you'll see other trees coming up different places. Now, that would definitely pose a problem. That would pose a problem because I have blackberries that do that. They kind of want to take over. How long did it take your pomegranate to produce fruit from, say, a runner? Well, what kind of time frame? And I guess another question is, and I guess another question is, another alternative is growing them in um, what they call it. growing them in containers. Uh-huh. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I am sorry to hear that. Yeah, you had birds and squirrels knocking your fruit out. And I have a lot of squirrels in my location. Um, how tall are your trees? How tall are your trees? You're waiting for. Okay, they are about 5 feet and in containers. Okay, okay, got you. Okay, that's all I'm going to just suggest to you is that birds sometimes don't like eating from trees that are low to the ground, and you already got them pretty low. Let's see. I received my initial plants and California. They're about 1 foot tall and took about 3 years to grow fruit. Okay, it's about about the average. 2 to 3 years. Yeah. Okay. We and okay. All right. So I just learned something this morning. Pomegranate is not the tree I'm trying to grow. When I see that they producing um, runners, that's something I'm concerned about because I already got the apple tree trying to down at how they do what they call them down at the base of the tree. They send these little water sprouts up. The apple trees do that, and if you don't pay attention to them, they'll be 2 feet, 3 feet. And what it actually is another tree trying to grow right out the side of that particular root stock. And all you do is just clip them back. As soon as you see them, just clip them off close as you can get it. And it just saves that energy to go into the tree. But my Granny Smith apple trees do that more than the other apple trees. That I have learned. And if you want to grow a lot of tree material, give them some nitrogen, and they'll just stretch it all out, grow all kind of branches and everything. That could be a headache, unless you want your trees to grow a little bigger. hmm People mix up certain cocktails to get certain things from their plants. They'll say, "I want fruit this year," and they'll give it a food that will grow more. Excuse me. It will grow fruit. And then you got some that say, "I want my tree to grow a little bit more," and then you got fertilizer that aim towards that. But some of that could. I'll say if you can't grow. Well, wait a minute. If you can't grow Meyer lemons in the same place, uh, what was that? Will grow. Now I like what you just said there. So you help me out. Now I would love, and I mean love, to grow Meyer lemons, but here's what they say here. They say Meyer lemon. When I go to Stock Brothers, I'll give you a good example. I go to Stock Brothers, and Stock Brothers leaves this information that tells you what zones are best for these particular plants. When I put in Meyer lemon, because they had some pretty ones. I'll give you an example. They had some pretty Meyer lemons up at a store called Home Depot. Beautiful trees, very very expensive, very expensive. And I said, no, I'm not giving nobody $35, $40 for a trade. I'm not doing that. $50, whatever. You, I saw them there. They were healthy, and they were, end of the season. They weren't bringing the prices down very much. that I could tell. And I wish I would have went back up there and checked because they might have brought them prices down and I didn't see it. Okay, so they got that going on. Another thing is Meyer lemons. They say I got to bring it indoors or something to that effect, certain time of year. Um, that can be tricky because if you put them in a too cold a place in your house or whatever, you can run some issues from that. You lose your trees. They need heat and they need light. Let's see. Okay, I'm just looking through these stuff. I'm just looking at because a lot of you typed up a lot of stuff here. Let's see. Yes, yes. Okay, okay. And let's see, Stephanie. Okay, all right. I got all that in intake. I got all that intake. It's just that um I have the trees that grow here in Maryland, and I would like to grow some of the stuff that you guys grow in the climate you are, lemons and oranges and things like that. But uh, those kind of trees here, if you get any fruit from it, if you get them to even grow, you're gonna work for it. You're gonna work for it to the point where is it going to be cost effective? Yeah, pomegranate would be beautiful growing. But if you're talking about a bush that's going to be 20 feet across and 25, 30 feet tall and all that, it's a and it's a bush really, but people tend to trim it or treat it as a tree, and that could be interesting. So we could grow peaches here, beautiful peaches. I said, have you tried getting a better crop of vegetables? There, let's see, uh, one, two, tomatoes. The if you have to do a better crop of vegetables, and the vegetables here in Maryland grow pretty well. We have tomatoes that grow well here, large, beautiful pieces of fruit, okra, things like that, watermelon, you name it. I want. Okay, I don't know these letters and BC, and so I don't know what that is. Let's see, a week in August. Okay, all right. But I think that growing vegetables is just basically a fact of taking care of your soil. That's what I do. I concentrate on the soil. I tell people I say don't worry about the plant, take care of the soil, and I live by that. But um, we do have plants that grow extremely well here. Like I said, cucumbers, tomatoes, and okra, and squash, and things like that grow extremely well. Extremely well. You don't have to even care for them. You toss the seeds outside and let them take care of themselves. I like that news. And you said the best apples ever. That's right. I ate a beautiful apple. It didn't look that great, and it was small in size, about the size of a light bulb. Um, and I bit into it. It was beautiful. It was crispy. It was crunchy. It was juicy and tastes really sweet. And it was a Granny Smith. And I said, wow. I said, this is well worth it growing these trees. Sounds like a winner. They love visitors. Sounds like a winner. 30 feet tall. Wow. 30 feet tall. And that's what we call a standard size tree when they get about that tall. 200 pounds of apples. 200 pounds of apples. Let me ask you a question about that apple tree. Do you stress over spraying it so that bugs don't, ravish the tree? And I guess my second question would be, how many gallons of wine could you make from those apples? So never spray anything. Whoa, okay, now you're blowing me away here. You're blowing me away. You. All right, so I stress every fall and early spring getting some type of dormancy spray on my trees so that the bugs don't eat them to hell. How are you doing this that they don't ravish your trees? Let's see, apple juice only. Oh, juice only. Okay, because if you made the wine, people would be buying it off of you all day long. We have balanced land. I don't have. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Because um, my peaches get it bad when it comes to bugs. They get it bad, and even if you spray trees, I'm seeing that you still get the damage from the bugs. Um, there are some man-made products that I just won't use. I like using natural products, but using man-made things that will, almost guarantee that bugs won't come nowhere near it is something I don't want to be ingesting. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I did. Um, and I didn't know exactly, exactly it was about a balance, but I know that it talked about information about how to build your soil, and I thought that was incredible. And then you had them in like a snake pattern that allows for certain things to take place. And I said, okay. I said, this is really good. Um, but you see, yes, that is balance. Okay, got you. That's balanced land. And what I did is I planted everything. I had my apple trees of 2 or 3, about 2.5, maybe 3 feet from my actual house wall, and I guess that's called a microclimate. And I have some peach trees that are close to the house, and then the rest of them are out there further out in the yard. Further out in the yard, and they get you get as much cold as they can possibly stand, and they've been fine. I put in plum trees, which is called a Stanley plum, and when I purchased the Stanley plum, I was told that you don't need a mate for it to produce plums. And let's see. So the other plum tree I have is called a Santa Rose, and it's like I said, this will be the third year for it, and it hasn't done any much of anything. I think I saw a couple blossoms on it last year, and that was it. I mean, and when I say Stanley plum is great. Oh, okay, it is a great tree. I have two of them. I have two of those trees, um, and then I got the one Santa Rose. Um, and what I'm understanding now is that plum trees can be some of the most difficult trees to grow due to the fact that everything wants to eat them. Every bug on earth can get into the thin skin that they have, and so you're gonna spend most of your time with them just spraying them and also paying strict attention to them to keep the a massive number of critters out of them, squirrels and birds and insects. But if you're lucky, and that doesn't happen, then you can enjoy plums for a long time. Early to mid and late plums, fruit trees should be planted in this manner. Okay, I got you. I got you. It should be planted, as you said, with balanced. I tell you, I enjoy it. And there's nothing else at Stock Bros, and I look through their ads quite a bit, and I don't see anything else I want. I have all the trees I want. And when it comes to bushes, I got the different types of blackberries, which the birds get every year. Um, and then you have the what's the other one called? God, what is it called? Raspberries. All my raspberries do great every year, and it does better that I actually spend time with them and take care of them. Pathway Soil Bank will raise survival and productive production level to the max. Got it. Okay, okay, all right, I got you. Pathway. Okay, because I think that what I'm going to do is see if, because the way I planted the trees is that, like I said, there are what's it, one, three, four, five trees are along the the wall of the house. That's 3 feet away from the actual wall, and then the one is right next to the garage or shed. It's right there. There's three of them there, and another three on the opposite side. And could a person, the question I'm asking you, correct the way they planted something if they've already put them in the ground? Could they correct it without moving the trees or doing anything like that? Could they create a pathway soil bank even though the trees have already been put in the ground and are 2 or 3, 4 years old, 5 years old, 6 years old? Thank you very much. Now you're speaking of wood ash will kill the rest. Let's see. Wasps and birds will take care of the bugs. Kill. Okay. Last season was. Okay, okay, I got you. You using nature itself to benefit your gardening. Interesting. That's interesting. Yes. Okay. Now the only thing I've done, which is a little different, is I feed my branches and things to my trees. Also use grass clippings and things of that nature to feed my trees. The only problem that I run into with grass clippings is that when you add grass clippings to the base of your trees just grow out of control due to the levels of nitrogen increase. Trees will get maximum fruit as a pathway soil bank as water reserve and nutrients available to grow healthy. Okay, okay, sister. I like this right here. I'm gonna start digging into pathway soil banks because I need to improve. What you're saying is that I need to improve the environment of where the trees are growing. Pathway soil bank and the materials that you use to build the pathway soil bank. I think you're speaking of things that you waste materials and things of that nature go at the base of the tree. I'm going to get into this pathway soil bank thing. This is not. Now, I think what you're saying here. Okay, let's see. I see. and not auto control from grass clippings, but produces food for healthy trees. So you're saying that the grass clippings you don't believe makes the tree grow out of control, or you're saying that it's just a healthy food supply for your trees. Because I used to collect my neighbor when he was living. He used to give me his grass clippings, and I would use mine as well, and pour them at the base and watch a tree that was normally supposed to get 8 or 10 feet tall, get about 20, 21, 22 feet tall. And it was just crazy because uh, not out of control. Because I said, wait a minute, okay, grass clippings. That is very high nitrogen. Nitrogen causes growth. Okay, so I think that's what's going on. That's why I took it to is that the grass clippings were contributing to that. Good morning. Good morning. Good day, Mr. Morning Gardener. Thank you. Green University. Universe. We have been talking about uh, for now. We've been talking about pathway soil banks, and and I was just concerned about the materials that I would need. I don't have a lot of say the tree water and it can survive winter. Produce more fruit than a small tree. Okay, okay, got you. I'm with you. Blooms and cold. Okay, I'm with you on that. In other words, let the trees grow. Let the music play. I just want to dance the night away. Let the trees grow. And I got one. It's a pear tree. I don't know what kind it is. I purchased a tree which is called a God. What's that very popular pear tree called that you buy in the grocery store? Um, it's a really good pear you buy in the grocery. Yeah. God, what is it called? But anyway, the pears that I have produced on that tree are a big, well, not big, but a medium sized green pear. And I purchased uh, a tree from them. What's supposed to have been, God, what is it called? Mm, I could go look it up real quick. The pear tree is called the very well known pear. A very well known pear. Yeah, winter, 36 degrees, 22 degrees Fahrenheit, and all my trees will survive. Yeah, in spring. Okay. I always plant my stuff in the fall. Don't have any issues from it. Really, really a great way that I do it. I think it is that I don't feed them and none of that. I don't do any feeding. I put them in the ground, and when I start seeing them produce leaves or buds or whatever, then I give them a little something to eat. But I don't fill the hole up with compost because the roots will stay in that area longer than I need for them to do that. I need them to spread out and look for their own food. And let's see what we got here. Bartlett is the name of the pear. So this tree was purchased supposedly a Bartlett. but it produces a beautiful size pear that's green. And I said, this can't be a Bartlett. It's got a slightly gritty taste, um, not very juicy, and it has it's not very juicy, and it's just a pear. That's just like you eat it and you're like, okay, it's a pear, but it's not incredible flavored, you know. And it's sitting right in the sunlight. The tree is sitting in the sunlight. Now, I gotta think. This could be due to lack of nutrition in that tree. It could be due to that because a Bartlett, because the tree was clearly labeled Bartlett, and it was supposed to have been a dwarf because I saw how they where they spliced it at, uh, and then the tree grew and it grew and it grew, and it took it a long time in the area where I put it at to catch on and do anything. But when it did, it took off. And now the tree is 22 feet tall, strong around in the trunk. It's just strong. And I'm looking at it going, wow, I did not baby this tree at all. I just let it grow. Let's see what we got here. Beneficial microorganisms too. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Have a good. Okay, well, you take care and you have a good day. I have to go. I want to go now. Have a great day. Okay. Everyone. I see the rainbow in the sun and the beauty of it all. 'Cause when the sun comes shining through, good things might come for those who wait, but not for those who wait too late. It don't make no flowers grow, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us, you and I. All right, good people, I'm going to go out there in my garden. It's now 11:07 here in Maryland, and I want to go out there and get some video shots of my beautiful pear tree and bring them back and post them online so that people that are stuck in the house during the winter months can look at these trees and be inspired and at the beauty and how they grew. And keep in mind that the tree that I'm videotaping was purchased for just $10. So we'll see what we got there. $10 fruit trees. Yeah, but don't go to that place and buy trees because you might order an apple tree and you might get a crab apple tree, or you might get some kind of weird ornamental tree that you did not order. All right, good people, this is the Morning Garden. Thank you very much for tuning in. I want you to keep on growing, and remember, it come a time when you gotta just break down and just try to grow your own food. Thank you very much, and have a good day.